Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Married at First Sight Wednesdays. Well, technically it's Thursdays, but we do my review every Wednesday and upload it on Thursday. You get the point. Moving on. For those who don't know me, my name is Regina from Regina's World / Regina's TV. So let's get this review on the road. Let's get it going. All right, let's go. Okay, so the first couple we're going to talk about is Karen and Miles. All right, so the episode starts off. They are home from the honeymoon. They go visit each other's homes. I thought that was cute. Saw his home, I saw her home. She had a skeptical because his family told her that he was messy, which he kind of is. You saw a little messy side to him. They both had clothes addiction. I love how both they dress, so nothing big there. They goes home. The most interesting part of them was the conversation with Dr. Cal. Dr. Cal was pushing them to talk about what each other need in a relationship. When is the intimacy going to start happening? And it was pushed to the point where Miles didn't even know what he wanted. And I think he reminds me of most men, of like, as long as she's happy, I'm happy. But they never say what they need as well. They do all this stuff to try to make us happy because, the saying, happy wife, happy life. But as I always tell my guy friends, you matter too in this situation. What you want matters too. What you need matters too. Yes, we pretty much run the show in relationships, but your feelings are valid. Whatever those feelings may be, those feelings are valid and they need to be heard, because to have a successful relationship, you have to be able to tell the other person how you feeling and why you feeling like that. So it was a great question for Dr. Cal to ask, and it was a great honest answer for him to say he don't even know right now. He don't even know. So it's for him to have a little homework to figure out what he needs, and so they can have a more successful relationship. For her, on the other hand, it's a typical, I see this so many times over. I applaud myself for not being this way. You know what I mean? Because I could have many times. But she is literally the epitome of, she is making a man pay for mistakes of someone else. She's not giving him a chance because of a fear of being hurt, because she was hurt previously before by someone else. And she is literally taking that into this relationship. And I don't know how long she's been separated from her ex-boyfriend. But I know as as she said, that he met somebody, had a baby by them, and she couldn't get over it. And she is literally stuck there because she's just assuming that Miles, is going to be, another guy who disappoints, another guy who, lets her down. He's just going to be just another guy. If that is how you feel, why do this show? I just don't understand it. Really, I just don't. I get it, because we've all been hurt. Like, she's 30 years old. We've all been hurt in some capacity. Let's be honest. There's not a woman on this planet, other than probably a church woman or whatever, who's been with a man who never cheated on her. We've all been cheated on. Who's been lied to. We've all been lied to. Who've been in a relationship where we can't trust them mother. We've all been in those. But yet we still go back and get into another relationship. So when you jump into a show that's marriage based, you would think that stuff has to be put behind you, because you chose this man to be your husband. You didn't have to sign up to be married if you were still dealing with the fear of somebody's going to hurt you. Yes, he is technically a stranger because you've only known him for a week. But that kind of went out the door when you signed them papers and said, I'm married. So you have to give him a chance to to do something. You have to give him a chance. Like she have his age up here as an issue. She have the, he's going to disappoint her as an issue. She's waiting for all of this to just like implode in her lap so she can say, see, I knew it. She's not giving him a chance, and because of that, she's shutting herself off. She's holding herself off from potentially somebody that can actually love her. And you could tell he actually wants to love her. But she's so ready to just, look at him and say, this is what you did. This is what you want to do. I just waited for you to just, the real you to show up. The liar, the cheater, this, the person who's going to do this. I'm waiting for it. Because I've been there before and I know you want to do it. You just like all the rest of it. You can't go into every relationship like that. And every time I ended up out of one, I took a while before I got into an actual relationship. I date whoever I want to. To be honest, I slept with whoever I wanted to, if I felt like I wanted to, because I was single. But if I took that time, however it is to get over somebody, that's what I did. Whatever was my way to get over and move on from somebody, that's what I did. But before you actually get ready to, settle down and be with somebody, it's about healing. You have to heal yourself before you commit again. So you can let all that stuff go that went wrong in your last relationship. Learn from it. Say, okay, this is not what I want to do in the next one. This is what I don't want in the next one. You learn from it. You take that to the next one, and you give that man a chance. But once she is able to allow herself to give him a chance and let herself be loved, then maybe this will work. This is still here for me 50-50. But we're not going to land on them any longer. Moving right along. Christina and Henry. These is my least favorite couple, just in general. And I just don't even like talking about them no more. But you got to. They're just... I'm actually just waiting for them to separate. That's just really all I really want to say about these two, because I'm just waiting for them to separate. Nothing happened on a honeymoon. No sparks flew. Nothing happened when they moved back home. She judged him on his little small place. She live in a car. That was funny. He said, "Okay, let's go to your place." She said, "Well, my place is in my car," or something like that. All of my belongings in my car. Oh, because I'm a flight attendant. I don't really live anywhere in particular. Bitch, you homeless, hoe. And you judging him for having a small studio? At least he got a small studio. Now, that was funny. That was a cliffhanger for that. That was a jaw jerk, because I wasn't expect that one. But anywho, they get back to the house. And she was more. She wanted him to, like, I don't know, be affectionate. That's the word I'm looking for. She wanted her to be affectionate to him. She wanted him to be more affectionate to her. But he admitted in front of Dr. Cal that she's in the friendship zone. I'm sorry, it's just funny. He put her in the friendship zone because she's more materialistic. She's too impatient. And he put her in the friendship zone. What? That was funny. Oh my God. I can't with these two. Like, they are just, I'm done. Look, they're not gonna make it. It's not even a point. The next episode, it's just like they'll get into an argument, he's gonna leave or something like that. Like, just end this train wreck of a relationship and end it fast. Okay. So, Amani and Woody. Moving on to Amani and Woody. Okay, so they both gets home and they go to each other's home, see each other's apartment, and shady situation. I believe that they did this stuff on purpose. Was he was talking about himself, how he likes to look, how he likes to smell, how he likes to dress, when he want to hang out, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm a pretty fashionable guy. And then they pan over to her closet, and she's so excited to show her clothes. And if they could have just zoomed in on his face at that very moment, because by by being on the side of his face, he looked at like, what the, what? I'm sorry, this episode has some really funny moments in it, and this was one of them. Like, she was so proud of her clothes. Like, I like no fringe, I like sparkly things, and he was like, what the? But that's okay. That's a small issue over a bigger issue. You know what I mean? That's something very small and tiny. And that can be tweaked and fixed. Not every relationship, both people are stylish. That's just true. One is more stylish than the other, and that's like in my relationship. I'm more stylish than my baby father. I think I have a more creative, fiend for fashion than him. And so I have to sprinkle a little sauce into his wardrobe every now and then. And because if it's appealing to me, it'll be appealing to other females. If it's appealing to him, it's going to be appealing to other males. So, sprinkle a little sauce onto your other partner's, clothing. And, that's a simple fix. But it was just like a shady moment. And then, but the big situation around them was the conversation that they had with Dr. Cal. And I want to start off just by saying that I love their relationship. I love how they communicate. I love how they are, they're able to get conflict resolution and actually resolve it. Because this is my relationship. We never have conflict resolution. It is just one person gets tired of arguing, and then it's just like, whatever. They actually have a conflict resolution, and I absolutely adore how they're able to communicate it, how their dislikes and what they like. And there's no butting heads. There's no I'm bigger, or I gotta have the last word, or I have to, whatever. There's none of that in their relationship. It is, he said something, she said something, a disagreement began to happen, and then he expressed why he felt that way. And she was actually able to hear it. That is called healthy conversation, healthy conflict resolution. It is, they don't have my relationship. This is a big fault in my relationship. There's no conflict resolution. You say, my husband say something, I don't say nothing for it. Let him talk. I speak. He disagrees. Conversation goes nowhere. Argument ensues. But theirs is an actual. They actually have a way to communicate, to be heard, and it's beautiful how they communicate. I used to have that. You know what I mean? But my patience doesn't allow me to have that, if that makes sense. Like, it takes somebody else to bring that into my relationship, because I'm naturally not built like that. But that was wonderful. And I actually got it just by watching the episode. I knew it wasn't about her literally cutting off her hair. I got that. That's what she heard, but I got that that's not what the conversation was about. The conversation was strictly about making a decision without me and not consulting me about it. If it's going to be detrimental to me, if it's going to affect me in some kind of way, at least give me the opportunity to have a voice about it. So I got what he was saying upon him saying it. He didn't have to, go through all that for me to get it. I got it. But it took her a minute to get it, and it took him to explain why he felt that way. But once he did that, she got it, and the whole conversation was put to bed. So I love how they are able to, say something, confront it, and move on. They have a great way, a great start of a great relationship. And once again, I am rooting for them. This is one of my favorite couples. And I feel that they're going to make it to the end and beyond. Next couple is Amelia and Bennett. This is my second favorite couple, who I think that's going to make it to the end and beyond. So yeah, they go home. Show starts with them. I think they were the first couple that they were showing. They went from house to house. He was, she went home, and what I discovered with them was, well, I didn't know there was an actual thing. I just thought it was off of Grey's Anatomy. Her home reminded me of Grey's Anatomy. You know how Dirk and them used to always all live in the same home. I thought it was just the show. But their home reminded me of a whole bunch of doctors living in the same home. So maybe that is a real thing, that, you know, doctors end up living in the same home until they get their residency and move on. You know what I mean? But I thought that was pretty cool. It was a unique thing to learn and pick up on. And it's something else that I wasn't surprised about, but it was an interesting fact that she make jewelry. I could have picked that up, you know, and she sells jewelry. That's pretty cool. It fits her personality. You know, I'm still impressed by her and her family, the fact that she's a doctor. You know, I prejudged her at the beginning, you know, like, what kind of doctor? Who she's going to doctor? But, you know, she is winning me over per episode. I think her spirit is just as infectious as her and him together. Like, they are a perfect match. I'm like, so when I saw her house, which I thought that was pretty cool, when we saw his house, I mean, what's his name? Bennett's house. Bennett's house was pretty dope, because I'm a fan of tiny homes. And I don't know why, I just think they're fascinating. That when I used to love watching the TLC show Tiny Homes, and people actually buying these homes, changing them, decorating them, making them, they like redecorate them, and they make these tiny homes look fantastic and put them on property, and they can move these homes wherever they want to. Like, it is amazing what people do and come up with. And these people don't have mortgages, they don't have bills. I think the only bill they may have is the electric bill. I just think it's pretty freaking cool that he lives in a tiny home. And she was just as impressed as I was with it, because I didn't think I would ever see that in my lifetime. So to actually see that was pretty amazing. And then when they got with Dr. Cal, Dr. Cal was brought up the whole, you know, residency, moving out of thing. And I think that was a fair question that Dr. Cal actually asked, and I think it was a fair answer, that he just didn't know how he felt about it yet. Because this whole process, he meet a girl, he marry a girl, he go on a honeymoon, he come back home. Now he got to deal with the real world, as I'm married to a doctor who's finna start her residency, who's finna leave for God knows how long, and then have to leave again after that, after her residency is over, after a couple years, and actually take a job somewhere. So this place where she's living at is temporary. She's not going to be here forever. So he has to make a choice for himself if he wants to follow her around the world. You know, if that's what he wants to do, because he do have a life, whatever that life in New Orleans is, you do have to make that choice. Do I want to, you know, stay in New Orleans and get a divorce? Or do I want to, you know, give my marriage a chance and follow her around? And that is, you know, sadly, that is the reality of his situation, but it's a true reality that he's definitely going to have to face and figure out if that's something that he wants to deal with for however long. But after it's over, because nursing school and doctors and stuff, as hard as it is, it pays off in the end. Like, it really pays off. You know what I mean? So it's a sacrifice while you're in it. But once you're done with it, it's a beautiful thing, beautiful rainbow on the end. So if he can really stick it through, if he can stick it out with his wife during this crazy, stressful time, you know, he may even never see her, because she's gonna be so busy doing her doing this, her residency. She's gonna be so busy and gonna be so tired and focused and everything. If he can tough it out through these hard times, it's gonna be wonderful when she actually become an MD. And then he can actually sit back and do what they said he wanted to do, and be home and be a writer and raise the kids. But if he can actually put himself in that situation and stick it out, I think there will be a great couple in the end. And he can actually say, I'm freaking married to a doctor. Thank you, Married to Medicine. Married at first sight. I'm married to a doctor. You know, that's a great thing. What just happened? Oh. Okay, so I have to hurry this up. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. My phone's about to die. So let me hurry this up. Okay, so the last couple is oh, come on. Okay, anyway, the last couple is the other white couple. I'll get their names in a second when this thing still rolling. But I like him. I think his name is whatever. I'm beginning to like him more than I am liking her. Let's just start there. I am the last episode I was getting a little bit concerned about her and her rigidness, in her personality, of how she treats her relationship just like she treats her job, like she is the boss. And I said if she doesn't change that, then I don't think Olivia and Brett, sorry, there you go, Olivia and Brett, if she doesn't change that, if she go into this relationship the way that she treats her job, this relationship isn't going to work. And I see it happening. I see that she is absolutely doing the exact same thing that she did, that the energy that she was coming off on the honeymoon, she's really giving it to it. I used to give her a lot of compliments and props on the questions that she should ask, how she was straightforward and down to business. I was giving her a lot of props, but it's coming to bite her in the ass. And the first thing she said was, I'm set in my ways and I hope that doesn't affect things. Oh, it's going to affect, because you really are set in your fucking ways. And it just really turned me off throughout this episode, because I can care less, first of all, about her damn tears. I thought she was just complete and utterly just just rude when she they took her to his home. I liked his home. It was a strict bachelor pad from the beginning to the end. She was just turned off and disgusted, like ugh. Didn't even have no words because it was just so disgusting. He had stuff somewhere. He had this, he had that. I was just so disappointed in her, like, and I was so upset that they didn't show her home. Where the fuck do you live? Because you were sitting here judging this man on where he lived. The man got a home and you don't. He bought a home and you rent, or you wherever the fuck you live at. He got something that you don't. So, and you got the nerve to judge that man. I was disgusted by her. Completely. And as Steve Harvey said, the man buys the home, the woman makes it a home. It is your job to make that man's house a home. He's proud of what he purchased. You can't say that because you ain't purchased. He got property. You don't. Bougie ass. I hate bougie bitches. And that is the problem. No offense to my nurse friends out there, but nurses comes with a certain kind of superiority. You know, I have nurses in my life, so I know. But the beauty of this is, even though I have nurses in my life, then not my sister though. My sister, I gotta be cautious. My sister, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I have to change position because I have to plug up my phone. But anyway, as I was saying, my sister is a nurse practitioner, and my sister makes about $200, $300 an hour. She's married to somebody who was in prison, got a record, felon, drugs, gangs, all that other stuff, right? So she had kids by him. She wanted to be with him. They decided to try again and get married, and they did. They got married a second time here in Vegas. Very much aware that my sister is very much successful. You know, she had, not only does she run her own practice in Cincinnati Hills, but she does real estate. So my sister had money coming in from all kinds of places, right? So what she did, as being a smart businesswoman, to make more income coming in for her, just not for her, but for her family too, is she put her husband into a position where he have his own business and he's making his own money. Still may not be near how much money she makes, but it's money. Money to support her, money to help us raise them children, and they live in a beautiful place in Cincinnati Hills. As they should, because she work hard. That's what you call teamwork. It doesn't matter how much money he makes. Put him in a special situation where he makes more to help the both of you. So both of you can do more than what you can do by yourself. You know what I mean? She's pretty much putting him down because of how much he makes, or the lack of that he makes. Yes, she makes a lot of money. But so what? And I'm going to give you another example. My best friend is a nurse. My best friend is a nurse, BSN. This pimple. But I personally feel that I live a way better life than my best friend who is a BSN, who makes about 150 an hour. This is what I learned about nurses. The more money that they make, the more money that they spend. It's not too many nurses that I know personally. There's plenty out there, but that I know personally who actually have, money that they have saved and did what they're supposed to do with it. My best friend is 1 year older than me. Been a nurse just as long as I've been. I think she maybe been. It's been like maybe over 15 years she's been a nurse. Ask me how much is in her bank account. And this is no shade to my friend. It's just the irresponsibility of nurses, because they have these big old paychecks and they don't do anything with it but spend it. Go on vacations, aka her. Spend it, splurge it, because she have all this money coming in. And he is the opposite, because he likes to balance. He likes to make a budget. He don't waste his money. So I'm all for him. And if she actually let him help her and stop trying to fight her, and she stays stuck in her own ways, it would actually benefit her. Because if she is willing, if she's actually willing, because she's a control freak, you can tell that. If she's actually willing to let that man help her, I bet you all the money that she's blowing, she'll have a whole lot more. Because she's blowing it on these expensive trips that she like to take all the time. Every night that she's going out to eat. And everything else that she do, that she's blowing her money because she don't have nothing else to do with it. And you have a man who's financially responsible. It's time to actually open your mind up to that. And it is okay if you're not able to go to Bora Bora every weekend and make a Bora Bora every few months trip. She's too afraid of falling into a routine. Bitch, you in a motherfucking routine of being single, boo-boo. It's not always about the other person. What the fuck are you doing, honey? What are you doing? And what I'm seeing, I'm liking Brett way better than you. Because even though in a heat of an argument, which I think he handled pretty damn well, in my opinion, he getting put down at his house. He's getting put down how much money he makes. She's telling him that you're going to make me, not do what I'm used to. I wanted somebody who can able to travel the world with me and do things with me. You getting put down at left and right, and you still turned around and helped her. You still was being nice. I would say, you know what? Take your bougie ass on and go find you that man that make $80,000 a year, $800,000 a year. You go ahead, and I bet you he cheat on you and treat on you and fuck around on you. Or you deal with somebody who actually has a decent life, who can help you financially and treat you good. Women pisses me off, and I'm a woman myself, but that shit pisses me the fuck off. Because of stupidity sometimes. So I hope she see herself on TV and not like what the fuck she see. Because it's pathetic. Sometimes how women choose just do the wrong thing. For what? So anywho, I'm getting annoyed talking about her. Like, she annoys my soul. She annoyed me so bad in this episode, and I loved him a whole lot. So I think I've ran through all of them. I'm gonna reverse a second and I'm gonna end this. But in previous episodes, I was saying about the white girl and the Mexican guy. I was saying there was something about him that they was not letting us in on. That they were trying to keep a fucking secret. I said, I don't know what it was. If he had, fell on his head, was in an accident, have Down syndrome, have some kind of mental disorder. It was something that they're trying to keep from us. Did anybody else notice while they were sitting there talking to Dr. Cal? He was doing nothing but this. Was anybody else noticing his twitches? I knew something was wrong with him. And no one's addressing the situation. Henry, Christina and Henry. I'm assuming they had this discussion before he was a part of Married at First Sight. And maybe they said, I don't want to talk about my health issues or whatever. So they don't. But it's making it look real bad to sit in a room and on camera. And he's trying not, to do like this. He's trying hard to control it. But they're not even discussing it. And we're not blind. The camera's going to catch all of that. We see that. And I knew something was wrong with him. So at some point, they need to address that. Because they're trying to play us like we're stupid. And we not. So get on a Lifetime. Address this man's tick and what is wrong with him. For real, for real. All right, I'm going to end this. Review. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and we'll be back next week, same time, same place, at Regina's World for our weekly Married at First Sight review. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.